8:01, and I call this meeting to order. We do have a quorum. We have Mr. Hall, Mr. Martinez, myself, Mrs. Azaro, and Mr. Hernandez. Virtually, we do have Mr. Rodriguez. We're moving along the agenda. We have the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation by Mr. Hernandez. Everybody, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Please bow our heads. God, bless our school with harmony and peace. Guide our minds as we seek knowledge's increase. May respect and kindness forever reign. In the classroom and in the halls, we let love sustain. Grant us courage to learn and grow each day, and wisdom to navigate challenges that may sway. With open hearts, may we all unite in this nurturing place where learning takes flight. We ask all this through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Moving on to the agenda, we have open forum public comment. Before we begin, I remind our audience, the board procedures for handling public comment. The public comment portion of the meeting is available to the members of the public who wish to address an item on the agenda to be considered by the board this morning. Anyone who wants to speak during public comment must sign up prior to the start of the meeting and list the agenda item which they wish to discuss. Each public comment speaker will be allowed a max of 3 minutes to address the board. However, any public testimony is required. The translator will receive up to 6 minutes to address the board. The public comment portion of the meeting will allow speakers who have signed up before the start of the meeting to address the board regarding an item presented this morning. Please keep your comments or criticisms civil and courteous. Please also avoid using profanity and offensive, making personal attacks on others during your opportunity to speak. Last, we ask that you not discuss students who are not your own child. If the speaker is seeking board resolution on a specific complaint, that concern should be addressed through the district's grievance process. District policy DGBA has been established for addressing employee complaints. Policy F and G is the avenue for filing parent complaints, and policy GF addresses community member complaints. Grievance forms can be obtained at any campus administration office or the central office administration building. Thank you. Our first speaker is
Diana Garza, on personnel.
Diana Garza.
Is there by any chance, do y'all have a microphone here?
No.
No microphone? No microphone, okay. All right. Good morning, school board trustees, parents, and students. I have concerns on executive session item 1A, resignations, terminations, and the discipline of professional personnel. Before going any further, let it be known that I have fact-checked everything I will be talking about. I will start off this morning by informing all taxpayers out there that there are currently 2 staff members and our current superintendent on paid leave, a prime example of misappropriation of school funds and wasteful spending in this district. These political vendettas need to end, and these staff members need to get back to the job that they got hired to do. Not only are you misappropriating school funds, but you are also messing with the livelihoods of these individuals, their social, emotional, and mental health. Recklessly hiring a new superintendent every other year is evident that is not fit for the job, and then having to pay off their 2-3 year long contract, all at the expense of the taxpayers. When comparing 5 and 6A district, Mercedes ISD is the 3rd highest in property school taxes. And we have not one decent facility to show. And for the taxpayers out there, let me clarify, from the last meeting I came, it is highly probable that once and if the bond passes, Mercedes ISD will be not the 3rd highest, but the highest in property school taxes, with comparing apples to apples, 5A and 6A schools. To those who haven't voted yet, vote no to the proposed $48 million bond This Saturday,
With all
May
due
4th,
respect,
it is evident that the monies in this district continue to be misused.
You said you were speaking on personnel at the bottom.
Thank you, and God bless the outstanding students and hardworking staff of Mercedes ISD. Thank you so much.
The next speaker is,
Ms. Yolanda Molina on personnel.
good morning, Ms. Molina.
Good morning, school board members, representatives of the community. I've worked for the district for a number of years and I retired a while back. But one of the things that I learned is that when you work with the district or you represent the district, you're supposed to be the voice of the community. It's not about you anymore. You're there to take a beating, call it what it is, but you're there to be able to handle. And you do not shut down the voice of the community. And when a person starts thinking that they're bigger than the community, then it's time to go home. Because the main people that we need right now are good teachers and happy teachers, content teachers in the classroom. Because they're the ones that are coming up with our attorney, doctors, and whatever other profession there is. And at this point, the community is very discouraged and very disappointed. And they've told me that if they fear retaliation, if they did not, they will come and ask for the resignation of some of you. Because you no longer represent the community. It's all about you. And it will be all about you when you're gone. There'll be a stone there for you. It will have a year when you were born and the year that you exited. And there's a dash there that says a lot. What did you do during that time? We have to respect the wishes of the community. We don't walk on water yet. None of us do. Elected by the community and can be taken out by the community. Thank you very much.
The next speaker, Ms. Sainz?
Next speaker is Rachel Trevino on personnel.
Rachel, Trevino.
Good morning, Mr. President and trustees. I come before you today just to remind you of your duties as board members. As a previous board member, I know how hard it is to make decisions and how hard it is to sit there and make the hardest decisions that really impact the livelihood of certain individuals. Nevertheless, that is what you signed up for. It is unfair that some of these employees had to work in a hostile environment and that you allowed it for so long. Now that you put a step forward and you put the superintendent on leave, that is just a step, but you still have to gain the respect of your employees. You have to gain all of that before you move forward, before anything else. Let's keep in mind that your interim right now is working extra hard for you, and let's try not to micromanage her as well, to do your wrongdoings. Just keep in mind that every decision that you make impacts our students and our staff and the community. Right now, these students should be working on or looking forward to their senior festivities, but they're not. They're sitting here. And that's something that you allowed to do, all of you. Although I don't have any personal vendettas against the board, I know it's hard to sit there, but you have the obligation to the people that elected you to that seat. And you allowed it for too long, way too long, to let all this go by. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nobody else.
Nobody else? Moving along with the agenda.
Chairman,
Oh, yes, sir.
I make a motion to deviate from the agenda and go straight into executive session. And the reason I'm making that motion is I think this is a message to the community that we're gonna concentrate on the community, the staff and students. So, that's why I'm making the motion.
Second, second from Mr. Howe. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Executive session. If during the course of the meeting, motion passes unanimously, by the way. Executive session, if during the course of the meeting, discussion, any item on the agenda should be held in closed meeting, the board would conduct a closed meeting in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, chapters 551, subchapters B and E. The board may consult with legal counsel on a matter discussed in executive session pursuant to section 551 of the Texas Government Code. A, personnel pursuant to section 551 of the Texas Government Code and attorney's consultation pursuant to section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code. 1, resignations, terminations, appointment, evaluation of the assignment, duties, and discipline of professional, paraprofessional, non-contract employees, teacher substitutes and substitutes for maintenance, transportation and cafeteria department. 2, discussion and consideration of librarian, counselors, registered nurses, and central office professionals, non-administrators proposed contract for the 2024-2025 school year, to include chapter 21 and non-chapter 21 proposed contracts, proposed termination of chapter 21 contracts and non-chapter 21 contracts. B, level 3 grievance hearing, FNG, Alana, Roger, and Olga pursuant to section 551.0821 of the Texas Government Code. C, consultation with attorney on legal issues regarding Title IX investigation pursuant to section 551.071 and 551.0821 of the Texas Government Code. And D, discussion and private consultation with attorney regarding pending or contemplated litigation, settlement matters, and or matters where the professional duty under the state law requires private consultation with the school attorney. The time is now 8:13 and this board is now in executive session.